What's going on, everyone? So, before I dive into this, excuse my voice, kind of losing my voice, got a little bug going on. Feel fine, feel okay. Show must go on, but yeah, it's just like messing with my like throat and voice and whatnot, and my chest. But we're good. We'll be all right. Diving into this though, right? Portland Trailblazers. Now Portland is a team that have been linked to the Lakers for a year and some change now, right? Like they were last season, in the offseason trade deadline. You saw, Jeremy Grant was like the big kind of name circling the Lakers in a potential trade, right? And then you had DeAndre Ayton, which still is something that is brought up pretty regularly. There were even reports the other day about, a potential Portland Lakers for Ayton trade because the Lakers need a center, right? Robert Williams. But to me, I look at Portland as a team that has multiple players and pieces that the Lakers really need. And I'm not talking about Jeremy Grant or even Ayton. Sure, if you wanted to get Ayton, I'm not really big on Ayton. I think his potential is through the roof still. Like, I really do believe he could be, a 20 and 10 center that could be one of the better centers. He just is one of those guys that just can't get out of his own way, right? Like, it's weird, right? Like, and I do think that if he went to the right team, right situation, right system, I do think he could really thrive. I don't know if I want the Lakers to make that investment into him personally. But I look at Portland and you have guys like Reith and Thibault, right? And Robert Williams, right? You have multiple players that you should be able to acquire that shouldn't break the bank to go and acquire, right? So instead of focusing on like the big names, right? Like I said, a Jeremy Grant, Ayton, whatever, can you go and get two or three just kind of like lower and back end pieces, but make sense for the Lakers, right? Like Lakers have so many needs. Obviously the center position. That's the biggest one, but 3-and-D wing depth, athleticism, some youth, right? Like guys that can knock down the three while also defending, multiple players, right? Depth, bench help, right? So, you look at Simons, right? He's a guy that is on the market dating back to last season. Personally, I'd stay away from him. Ayton, same thing, stay away from him. Jeremy Grant, I'd stay away from him. I would look to Portland as a team that has kind of these back end guys that maybe you can work something out to acquire those guys, right? So again, you look at a Thibault, 28 years old, 6'5", excellent defensive piece, right? He's making $11 million. Okay, well, you look at Diop Reith, 28, 6'9", he's making $2 million. Well, that's two guys, $13 million right there, right? And gives you two perimeter defensive, versatile, 3-and-D type guys. Thibault can be kind of hit or miss from three, but gives you those two guys that can come in and slot in and play that role for you. And then obviously Robert Williams III, right? 27, $12 million. So talking about three guys that are $25 million combined that you may be able to go and acquire rather than going, like, for example, Nick Claxton. You could get Nick Claxton or you could get Robert Williams, Thibault, and Reith. I'd rather that. Now, I don't think Robert Williams can be your starting center, right? Just because of his injury history and whatnot. But I do think that, so now you have your backup position solved and you have literally two 3-and-D guys that are young enough that you could start alongside Luka and LeBron, right? Like you could go if you wanted to, Luka, Thibault, Reith, LeBron, and then go get, like I said, a real starting center, right? And then have Robert Williams as your backup. Like I want to see the Lakers again. I've talked about this. Be creative, right? Lakers have so many needs that you need to address, and if they want to get to a true contender, right? Like, I do think if you get the right center, that alone would do wonders for this team. But are they a true contender? Are they much better? Yes. Could they maybe be a contender? Sure. But a true contender, like one of the, three top teams in the league that you look at and go like, okay, they have a very good chance of winning, right? Like That I think the Lakers need to solve multiple, right? I think they need at least 4, maybe 5 players, right? I think you need a clear-cut starting center, clear-cut backup center, and then at least 2 real perimeter guys. Athletes that can defend and kind of help you through an 82-game season while giving you production in the postseason. Now, you do that. Now I think the Lakers are a team that is slotted right there and could potentially be a true contender, right? Because, adding, Nick Claxton and then, going and signing a Clint Capella, right? Like, that's great. Okay, could you take a flyer on like a DeAnthony Melton? Sure. Guy that I've talked about, right? Or, could you, again, maybe get one of these young guys, right? Can you get a Zaire Williams, right? Like some youth athletic guys. But you could do a trade, like I said, with like a team like Portland, go get 3 or 4 guys that can kind of round out the depth, round out the bench, solve multiple needs, and still go get an DeAnthony Melton because it wouldn't affect your cap space. So again, I would love a Nick Claxton, but I would love a Robert Williams, Thibault, and Reith more than just a Nick Claxton because I don't think the Lakers need, and Nick Claxton isn't necessarily the best example of this, but like I don't think the Lakers need a super skilled all-star type of center. I would love it. Right? Like if the Lakers could go get Mark Williams, right? Again, this offseason, sure. Right? Like if you got Mark Williams, Robert Williams, and then Thibault and Reith, and then signed a DeAnthony Melton, perfect. Right? Like now you got 3 guys that can come in, defend the perimeter, hit shots, do all that stuff, and then also got your 2 centers locked up. Perfect. Chef kiss, in my opinion, right? But I don't think the Lakers necessarily need a Mark Williams, right? Like, I think it would be a nice thing to have. It'd be a luxury to have. But I don't think the Lakers need a guy that you dump the ball down to. Because you got to keep in mind, right? Any center the Lakers get, is more likely than not going to, at best, be the 4th option. Because they're going to be behind Luka, LeBron, and likely Austin Reeves, unless the Lakers end up trading Reeves, which I don't think that they will, right? So, bare minimum, that center is your 4th option, right? So to me, it's like, okay, well, can you get the complementary pieces around that and then just go get a serviceable center that can block shots, rebound, right, and be that lob threat? It's all you really need. Let Luka, LeBron, and Reeves operate, do their thing, and then have that outlet, right? Perfect. And then you go and get that perimeter help. You get that bench depth. You get those pieces. Yes, Thibault isn't this like great offensive piece, right? He's not this guy that like is going to be cooking everybody, but he's a guy that can be that point of attack defender, right? Slot in alongside Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, right? Do the dirty work, do the hustle plays, be that athleticism out on the perimeter, chase down loose balls. Right, he's one of the better perimeter defenders when healthy. Reith gives you a 6'9", versatile wing that can slot in the 3 or the 4. You add that to Jared Vanderbilt and a Dorian Finney-Smith and all that. Now all of a sudden you have multiple guys that you can deploy on these various teams, right? Like that is something that I would prefer. And then just get that versatile, wing. Or center, sorry, not wing. That versatile center that can slot in, play the role that you need. And again, now I would rather go the depth route, right? Like even a guy like Kamara, right? Another great option. So like, again, Portland is a team that has multiple players, multiple just young, versatile wings, right? That, because of Jeremy Grant and all this other stuff, like aren't getting the necessary opportunity, they're going to need to pick a direction and make some choices, right? So like if you told me, right, Kamara is making $2 million, right? Like if you could do something, even like if you're trading a Dalton Connect, like connect a first, Rui and whatever, Maxi Kleba and Gabe Vincent, right? Like salary filler, but like, hey, here's a young shooter here's, a first round pick, and you go get a 25-year-old Kamara, right? You go get a 28-year-old Diop, right? Who's getting 6'9" in size. Kamara's 6'7", right? Matisse Thybulle, who's, 6'5", point of attack, versatile defensive piece. And then like a Robert Williams, who's getting 27, 6'9", rebounding monster. That solves pretty much everything, right? Like, again, you'd still need a clear-cut starting center, but I think the Lakers could get that, like, right? And I do think that there are options on the market that if you had to kind of just get through a year, you could. But again, you get 6'5", versatile defensive point of attack guy, 6'7", versatile wing, a 6'9", versatile wing, and then a 6'9", athletic lob threat, shot blocking center, right? That could be your backup. Perfect, right? Like, instead of trying to hit a home run on every trade and go get this like big name or whatever, just go look at these teams I've talked about, like in Orlando or like a Portland, or these teams that have an abundance of needs that you can solve. And now, instead of you just getting one or two guys, you're getting 3, 4, 5 guys, kind of retooling this roster on the fly, but everyone's young enough to be on the team and on the roster for the next, handful of years. I'd rather go that route, personally. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea? Do you hate the idea? Kind of mix in the middle. Either way, love to hear it. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.